Profit. I'm Mahima Vachharjani and with me is Mihika Barve. This show is with respect to answering all your stock related queries, whether they're fundamental or technical. You can either call us or WhatsApp us on the number that is flashing on your screen. And to join us today on Ask Profit are our two very esteemed guests, Vinay Rajani, who is a senior technical derivative analyst at HDFC Securities, who joins us now, and we have Saurabh Jain, equity head research at SMC Global Securities, who joins us now. Welcome to both of you, gentlemen. Before I go on to the queries and come to you, gentlemen, let's take a quick check as to how markets are doing at present. Nifty 50, let's pull up the chart and see how and where it is trading at present. It's down 0.5%, down about 111 points, but is off from its day's low. So that's a sigh of relief. Let's also put up the Sensex and see where it's trading. Sensex is also trading in similar lines with the Nifty 50. There you go. It's down about 0.4%. Let's put up the broader markets, the mid cap 150 and the small cap 250, and see how they are faring in trade. Well, the picture is not looking very good. The mid cap 150 is down around 1.5%. The small cap 250 is down about 1.4% as we speak. Let's pull up the breadth of the market and then the Nifty contributors as well, and see how and what is happening exactly there. There you go. The breadth of the market is as wide as a crocodile's mouth. There is 1800 odd declines versus that of 400 odd advances. And that gap is widening by the hour. Let's also pull up the Nifty contributors and see what are the counters in red and what are the counters in green. There you go. Slight gains from the green contributors, that is Axis Bank, TCS, Indusin, Infosys. But counters like HDFC, ICICI Bank, M&M, Trent facing the pressure, down about 28 points on HDFC Bank. Let's also pull up the sectoral indices and see how the sectors are faring in trade. Let's pull up the sectoral heat map. There you go. All sectors in red. It's a day and sea of red. Nifty IT is down about 0.4%. Nifty Bank also down about 0.4%. There's Nifty FMCG, which is seeing profit booking down about 0.4%. Nifty Media also down about 0.4%. But some counters which are significantly seeing the pressure is Nifty Auto, Nifty Metals, Nifty Oil and Gas, all of this down about over 1%. Let's take a quick check, with our technical analyst today, Vinay. How are you reading the markets at present, and how do you expect the entire week to go?
Yeah. Good morning and thanks for having me on the show. So this is 7th consecutive session where we have not seen any respite. And if you talk about the overall trend of the market, definitely it is a weak setup on the chart. But in the short-term charts, I can see that for last 7 sessions, as I said, there has been a selling. And if I were to take a call on small caps in last 4 trading sessions, small cap index has seen a fall of more than 6%. So there has been a huge selling, and in index future also FIs are heavily short. They are quite short, and it might happen that we cannot rule out the possibility of recovery from this level. So intraday recoveries cannot be ruled out, but overall trend remains negative, that is for sure. So even if Nifty bounces back from here 200, 300 point, it will be called as a negative setup on the positional chart. But yes, in this situation, it might happen that the way it is recovering from the day's low, in today's session, we may see a recovery, and recovery can go up to 23,500 also. So be ready. Don't take aggressive shorts also in this market, because FIs are already heavily short, and the only thing we can expect from them is to cover their short in the large caps. So this could be a phenomenon for the very short term, but primary trend remains negative. So sell on rallies and at higher levels around 23,500, 23,600, one can exit the long position, and long trading position in stocks also should be lightened.
Thank you, Vinay, for giving us those details. Let's just head up to our first query. This is from Mohammed, who's, sent the query all the way from UAE. He's bought FSL shares, that's First Source Solutions, 8,000 shares at a price of 396 per share. He's asking whether he should hold a seller's position. Saurabh, I'll come to you. It's a new listing. Any views on First Source Solutions?
Hi, good morning. Thank you for having me on the show. See, this company belongs to the RPG Goenka group, and the group is quite bullish on their IT side of the business. The company is expected to grow at a multifold in the next 5 years. So, in my opinion, I think it is good to hold.
All right, moving on, and shifting focus a bit to today's IPO listing, that is Standard Glass. We have We've talked to the management today, and Standard Glass listing saw a premium of around 22%. It was oversubscribed for 130 times, and we caught up with the management to understand as to what does the growth and expansion outlook look like. Listen in.
Today we are very happy about the listing ceremony, and we who are investors believing our company, we are feeling our responsibility is increasing, and we are going to protect their money. Every investor is important, every rupee is important. We will create for them very good wealth. We are taking full responsibility for their investment.
Well, that was the management of the latest listing, but let's move on to getting your questions answered. And up first, we have Kabir Tejwani, who is he's from Athani, Karnataka, and he's currently holding 30 shares of Bajaj Housing Finance for a buying price of 180 rupees, currently facing a loss of 1.9 thousand, and he's asking for the long-term view. Saurabh, I'll come to you. How does Bajaj Housing look for a long-term investment?
Housing is a very, it's a good idea for investment. While talking about the Bajaj Housing, this company has grown always higher than the industry. It is just about the valuation. After got listing, the stock rallied a lot, and maybe he has got the stock at the higher price only. The idea is that the company will surely grow, and the housing segment will surely grow in the next few years. But the point is, he has to be invested for the long term. I think 2 to 3 years is a time frame one should have he should be having in his mind. Don't need to average it, but keep holding, your price will come.
Keep holding, your price will come is the view coming in on Bajaj Housing Finance. The next question is from Dinesh, who's from Gurgaon. His question is on Aurobindo Pharma. He's holding 15 shares bought at 1271 a piece. He wants to know whether at current levels he should buy more, hold or sell. Vinay, what's your take on this?
So basically, recently we saw that whenever the market started falling, the pharma sector was performing very well. But if I were to look at the setup of Aurobindo Pharma, it did not participate that much. So it is one of the underperformer within the pharma space and healthcare space. Right now, many pharma stocks and healthcare stocks are showing strength. Some of them are trading and hovering around their 52-week highs. So this type of setup is not seen on the charts of Aurobindo Pharma. In fact, it is trading at the lowest level since it has started correcting. So looking weak, bearish head and shoulder kind of pattern is also there. The only support which I see for the stock is around 1095. So setup is quite weak, and the strong sector you are trying to take a position in a weak stocks, which is not recommended. So what I would suggest is that stay away from this counter, and I think a new position should not be created because it is one of the underperformer, and technical setup is weak. So I'm expecting more downside, and 1095 is the next support level where important moving average support is there. So going by the technicals, I would not suggest to average or any long positions in this stock. So as stock has fallen in last 3-4 sessions, look for some recovery and then you can exit your position. But positionally, you should not take long trades in the Aurobindo Pharma.
Got it. So it's a stay away from Auro Pharma, but we do have a caller coming through, and this is Yuvraj from Ahmedabad. Good morning, Yuvraj.
Yeah, good morning, ma'am.
Yeah. So what is your query, and what stock is this regarding?
Yeah, it is E2E Networks. I have got 34 shares, bought it at the price of 4,200. I want to know the fundamental view on this.
Okay, got it. And
I'm holding it for long term.
Okay, could I just ask your rationale when you got into this position?
Yeah, basically it was a play for call center and AI in India.
Got it. Saurabh, I'll come to you. A caller wants the fundamental view for E2E shares. What's the outlook on this one?
Yeah, the stock is not really in coverage, but on the valuation side, it looks quite expensive, trading at 16 times to book value and 300 times to trailing earnings. So in that sense, in my opinion, I think it should be avoided.
Vinay, how does it fare on charts?
Yeah, so a couple of months back, there was a doji candle pattern on the monthly chart. So it is a definitely a long-term after a stellar rally. This kind of pattern was seen in the end of November 2024, and after that, stock has started correcting. So I think it is in a profit booking phase. So one should avoid taking long position at this price. It has shown some sign of reversal on the long-term chart. So better to wait for proper correction to come. So if it is a good fundamental company, then we might get this stock at lower level, and again the potential of upside will open. But as of now, going by the technicals, I don't see any setup of going long as of now. So wait and watch should be the approach.
Wait and watch should be the approach as per technicals, and valuations look expensive as per the funder guest on E2E networks. The next question is from Satyan. He wants to know whether it's the right time to enter Torrent Power or add Tata Power for the next 1 to 2 years is his perspective, or he's saying that whether his funds should be divided between both the counters. I'll come to you on this one, Saurabh. What do you think? Which one is better, or both of them are better?
First of all, utility space is looking quite interesting for the investment purpose. I think for the next 5 years, this space is likely to grow. Out of the two, I like the Torrent part. The valuations are high, but it is an integrated player. It is not only a producer but also a power distributor. Also, recently they have won some large orders which increase the revenue visibility and the profit visibility. So, in my opinion, for the long term, he can go with the Torrent power.
All right, so that's the view coming in on both these counters. We have our next caller, Rajan Iyer from Mumbai is calling in. Rajan, a very good morning to you. Thanks for calling in. How can we help you?
Good morning, madam. Since I have been trying, because your show popularity has gone to such an extent that I am unable to wish you even happy new year, yourself and Alex.
Well, Rajan, a very happy new year to you as well.
Yeah, it is a terrific predicament for me. Actually, I am holding 2,000 shares of Ola Electric.
Okay.
At an average price of 110.
Okay.
So I was very gung-ho about the prospect, but of late, it has been receiving many letters. Even yesterday also it is receiving some letters questioning some of the other administrative aspects. So
right.
In that context, though I am a long-term investor for 3 to 5 years,
right.
I don't mean waiting, but do you feel that is it worthwhile risk-taking, or should I switch over to EDSL? Kindly advise.
Right, got it. I got your query, Rajan. Saurabh, I'll come to you on this one. Lots happening with Ola Electric. You know, we've seen the stock tank since quite some time now. You know, there has been complaints from Central Consumer Protection Authority. There has been problems with respect to its servicing as well. So lots going on with Ola Electric. But from a longer term perspective, where does the stock stand?
Yeah, I think most of the things you have already said, and apart from that, there is also some resignation from their top positions also, which also led to nervousness among investors. So, in my opinion, it will be only a contrarian call, because they are pushing their sales, and I think there will be margin erosion as well when the numbers will be out, quarterly numbers will be out. So, in my opinion, I think if he wants to stick for the long term, he may stick, but no need to average it.
Got it, Saurav. The next query is from Priyanshu, who is from Delhi. Now, they bought Axis Bank at 143 shares at a price of 860 back in Feb 2023, and now they're looking to add more for a 1-year perspective. Saurabh, you know what? When I come to you first, they're asking for whether they could buy Axis Bank for a year, and at which price could they enter this position?
Is it for me, right?
Yes, that's for you. Vinay.
So Bank Nifty is actually into a downtrend, positional downtrend. There could be some recovery, but as is looking for the longer term perspective, definitely the stock can be added. But the better way to go for the stock is, rather than anticipating any bottom or any particular buy level, I would suggest that go for the daily or weekly SIP in this stock, because the primary trend of long term chart is still intact. Right now it is into a correction phase, but we don't know at what level it will form a bottom, or it is very difficult to judge the exact levels in the bearish markets. Better to stick this stock for the long term and adopt a strategy of doing a SIP in a daily or weekly manner so that the cost will come down and if market is not supporting. So that is the best way of doing it. And if for 1 year, definitely stock has corrected a lot and still can correct. We cannot rule out that. But yes, can be accumulated in a phased manner and a SIP manner, and SIP can be done daily as well as weekly also.
Got it. So that's the view on Axis Bank. Our next query is from a live caller, and this is Gaurav from Gurgaon. Good morning, Gaurav.
Hi, good morning. Hello, everyone.
Hello. So what is your query about?
Actually, I want to know your views regarding the right price level to enter in Relaxo.
Okay.
I sold it a few weeks back when results were not that good. So I sold it in no profit, no loss. So should I get a few, fresh entry at this level, or should I wait for some time?
And what kind of time period are you looking for your investment?
5 years at least.
Okay.
Long term.
Got it. Saurabh, I'll come to you. It's a long-term view on a Relaxo. What's your outlook on this counter, and would it be a right time to enter?
Yeah, of late, these footwear players are not doing good, but being the winter season, the wedding season, normally demand for the footwear increases. I mean, this kind of seasonality is already always been witnessed. So, in my opinion, if he has chosen this company for investment, he can chip in a staggered manner for the next 5 years.
All right, so that's the view coming in on Relaxo Footwear. Moving on to the next query. We don't have the name of the person. For people who are writing in your queries, please give us your name so that we can address it accordingly. But we have his query. He's holding around 21 odd shares of Vari Renewables, bought at 1813 a piece. He wants to know as to, what should be the next course of action for this particular counter, because if we see Vari Renewables is down 11% today, and we've seen the counter seeing that downtick since quite some days now. When I'll come to you on this one, since he's not mentioned whether he wants a short term or a long term view, how does Vari look to you on the charts right now?
Yeah, sorry, but I cannot open the chart of the same company, so I won't be able to comment on it.
Sure. Sure. Saurabh, I'll come to you then on this one. Vari Renewables, how does the counter hold up to you?
First of all, the valuations were on the higher side, and this is one of the reasons why we are seeing intense selling. And the second reason was the listing of the parent company. So many of the earlier investors have reduced their holding in this company and switched to the parent company. In my opinion, the valuations are still stretched. I think it is best to get out of the stock in case you get some bounce.
The valuations look stretched, so get out of the counter is the view coming in on Vari Renewables. Moving on to the next caller, Divya from UP is calling in. Divya, very good morning to you. How can we help you?
Good morning, ma'am. My name is Divya. I was holding 6 shares of Cochin Shipyard at price 1497.
Okay.
So I want to know that I will hold or sell.
Okay. Are you a long-term holder or a short-term holder for this particular counter?
Short-term holder.
Short-term holder. So you saw the technicals and bought the stock, I believe.
Yes, sir.
All right. Vinay, I'll straight away come to you on this one. Cochin Shipyard is the counter. How does it look on charts?
So it is looking weak only. Recently it has breached a crucial support of its 50 and 200 days EMA. So the setup is quite weak, and it is lower top, lower bottom formation also. So if a gentleman is a short-term trader, then definitely it should be held with a strict stop loss, only because not only the stock but sector as well as the entire market is going weak, and that's the concern. So in this scenario, I would suggest us keeping a stop loss at 1350. That should be the stop loss. If that is holding, then look for a higher levels to exit the long position. At the higher level 1520, at the higher level I see a resistance around 1500. So if this stop loss is not breached and if the stock is getting some recovery, then at higher levels around 1500 one should exit, and if continuously going down around that, 1350 should be kept as a stop loss.
Got it. The next query is about NTPC Green. This one's from Albi, all the way from Bahrain. They are holding 215 shares of NTPC Green at a price of 121. The current market price is lower than that, and they wanted to know if they could buy more for the long term. Saurabh, I'll come to you. It had a premium listing, but now it's been under pressure for the last month. What does the outlook look like in terms of future growth as well as valuations right now?
The future growth will surely come. I think that it will grow. It will outpace the industry growth also. But at the same time, valuations are see. This is the bull market. Many of the companies got listed are good, and on the operational metrics are also good. The future expectation of the earning and revenues is quite seems to be quite good. But also at the same time, the valuations are high. Now these companies are trading, being discounting their 5 year down the line the growth they are going to see. So in that sense, I would not recommend to buy or average NTPC.
It's a stay away from this one at current levels. The next query we have is from a live caller, and this is Chandrasekhar from Chennai. Welcome to the show, Chandrasekhar.
Yeah.
Hello. Hello. What is your query about?
Yeah, my query is about Aptus Value Housing.
Okay.
This one I purchased that I have 195 shares at the average price of 315. Okay.
Yeah.
Now it is 12% down.
Okay.
And I thought, considering the interest rate expectation of low and all, whether it is worth adding it further at this price so that my cost will come down.
And when you got into this position, was it from a long-term or a short-term perspective?
It was on a positional trade like I purchased, but considering the interest rate lowering and all, I thought I can keep it for another 6 to 8 months.
Got it. Vinay, I'll come to you. How does Aptus Valve look on the charts? Would it be could the caller hold for a while?
Yeah, so basically 3 months back the stock was trading at 400 odd levels, and now it has come down to 274. So in last 3 months it has seen a healthy correction from the higher level, and it also breached the crucial support. Swing low support was there at 285, that has also been breached, and right now stock is trading at 275 odd level. The next support I see is the 265, which is a long-term support. Previously in the history since its listing, we saw that 265 acted as a strong support, and major bullish reversal was seen. So this support needs to be respected, I think, and the trend is definitely down. There is no doubt about it. But 265 is the next support. If that is holding, then yes, definitely there could be a hope of recovery in the stock. And stock has fallen a lot. So as a short-term trader, I would suggest the stop loss at 265. It is a very strong support. So wait for that level, and at recovery at higher levels, one can look for lighten the commitments. But as of now, I would suggest 265 should be the stop loss.
265 is a stop loss for Aptus Value Housing. Moving on to the next query. Murli Tharan from Tamil Nadu has a query on IOCL. He's bought it at a price of 147. He's bought 1500 shares. He wants to know whether he should keep holding it or sell at current levels. Vinay, I'll again come to you on this one. What's IOCL looking like on the charts?
So IOC, the chart setup is weak only from the oil and gas space. These oil marketing companies are continuously underperforming. The major reason is that rising Brent crude prices that is hurting the sentiment in the sector. So from the same space, oil and gas space, there are other stocks like Reliance Industry, ONGC, Oil India are performing very well because of the rising crude prices are supporting them. So as of now, in the short term, I don't expect the oil marketing companies to do well. It could be a long-term bet at lower levels. One can start accumulating, and for the more than 1 year outlook, these stocks are very good. PSU, OMCs are people are getting at lower level. But for the short term, I would looking at the momentum. I would suggest to not taking any long positions. In fact, I am considering Reliance Industries a better bet at this point of time from the oil and gas, and the Oil India ONGC could also outperform this sector. So better not to anticipate any bottom right now. It is into a sell momentum, and be with a trend and don't take any long position for the short term.
The trend, don't take a long-term position is the view coming in on IOC. Moving on to the next caller, Shankar from Chennai is calling in. Shankar, a very good morning to you. How can we help you?
Very good morning.
Good morning.
I am Shankar from Chennai.
Yes, Shankar.
Last week I bought ITA shares, 155 shares at the rate of 555 rupees.
Okay.
I am ready to hold 6 to 1 year.
Okay.
What is the outlook and what is the target for that share?
All right. Any specific reason as to why you bought ITI last week?
Because it's momentum. It's risen very sharply for the last 2 months.
Correct.
My own calculation, I think it will cross 1,000 rupees in very near future. That means 3 to 6 months. So
Understood.
only I bought.
Understood. So Shankar, you want a technical view on this or do you want a fundamental view on this?
Madam?
Do you want a technical view on this? Do you want to know as to how
Yes,
ITI
yes.
is?
I want a technical view.
Technical.
As I hold or accumulate, I want to add more shares at the rate of current rate of 420 to 430.
Got it. Got it.
And 700 to 800 it is worth to wait.
Got it. Got it. Understood. Understood, Shankar. Vinay, I'll come to you on this one. ITI is the counter. How does it look on charts?
So the technical setup is quite strong, though it has corrected from the recent high of 592, it has come down to 420. But recently in last 2 months, it has gone up with a significant volume. So volumes were quite impressive. Stock hit an all-time at 52-week high. The previous swing high was 385, that was taken out and that was a fresh breakout. Now it might happen that in the falling market, in the weak market setup, this might correct a bit from here also, but overall it is likely to outperform. Our primary trend is supporting a lot. 385, which happened to be the previous resistance, now it can act as a strong support. So 385 is a nice level to take entry into the stock for the medium to long term perspective. Yes, it is looking very strong and it can outperform the broader market. So the ideal entry level could be 385. So if gentlemen looking for buying at this price, instead of going for one shot buy quantity, one can accumulate in a staggered manner. 420 and the next support is 385. So buy in a 3 tranches and ultimately you can get a good return from this stock.
Bullish view coming in from ITI from the technical side, but it's time for a short break, but just stay tuned. Lots more stock queries will be taken on the other side.
The world of capital markets and trading post Zerodha is probably never going to be the same. Was the idea to change things down because you loved trading?
I think the best case outcome was 100,000 customers forever.
In early 2024, you had a stroke. Was that your biggest challenge that you've ever faced?
The first months I couldn't move, and move as in I could move but slowly and etc. But I couldn't talk at all.
What next for Zerodha?
I think last year was probably the peak of the broking industry.
Do you really know the company you invest in? What's the picture behind presentations and claims? Is the outlook as rosy as the company claims? Know your company, powered by NDTV Profits Research, shines a light on the biggest stock market movers. Know your company at 11:30 a.m. Monday through Friday, only on NDTV Profit.
Headlines you start your day with. What matters worldwide is now in the palm of your hands. Get ready to seize the day and maximize your financial potential. Stay ahead of the curve with all you need to know on NDTV Profit.
The world of capital markets and trading post Zerodha is probably never going to be the same. Was the idea to change things down because you loved trading?
I think the best case outcome was 100,000 customers forever.
In early 2024, you had a stroke. Was that your biggest challenge that you've ever faced?
The first months I couldn't move, and move as in I could move but slowly and etc. But I couldn't talk at all.
What next for Zerodha?
I think last year was probably the peak of the broking industry.
Do you really know the company you invest in? What's the picture behind presentations and claims? Is the outlook as rosy as the company claims? Know your company, powered by NDTV Profits Research, shines a light on the biggest stock market movers. Know your company at 11:30 a.m. Monday through Friday, only on NDTV.
Welcome back. You're watching Ask Profit, a show where we get all your stock related queries answered, whether they're fundamental or technical. For viewers who are just tuning in, you can either call us or WhatsApp us on the number that will be flashing on your screen in some time. But moving on to the next query. The next query is from Gul, and he has shares of HAL that he purchased at 4221 from a 1 year point of view. The price has come down, as per his buying price. His buying price was 4221 and the stock is currently trading at 3955. So he wants to know as to, at this price, can he add more or not? When I'll come to you on this one, HAL is the counter. Can he add more at the current levels?
So it is one of the safe stock, we can say, from the defense counter, but the trend is somehow not supporting because as benchmark indices are also underperforming, the setup is quite weak, sentiments are weak, we are passing from the bad phase, a bearish phase right now in the market. So though it is one of the good counter from the defense space, it can do very well in the long term, but the currently stock is trading below its short to medium term to long term moving averages, so that is not supporting at all. So wait for some stable market condition, wait for some recovery. If it sustains at higher level, then definitely can be looked at, but at this point of time, technicals are not suggesting going long, so wait and watch should be the approach.
Right, this current levels are not the right levels to enter, is the view coming in from Vinay. Vinay, with that, thank you so much for giving us all of those insights on the stocks, and thank you so much for coming to NDTV Profit. And with that, let's welcome in Ajit Mishra, who's the Senior VP Research at Religare Broking, who joins us now for the technical queries. A very good morning to you, Ajit, and thanks for joining in at NDTV Profit. We have our next caller, Vivek from Bengaluru, is calling in. Vivek, a very good morning to you. Thanks for calling in. How can we help you?
Hi, ma'am.
Hi.
Good morning and Happy New Year.
Thank you so much. Happy New Year to you as well.
Okay. So I am holding DAM Capital Advisor. I purchased this because of its fundamental, and it's a unique sector. Recently it has launched its IPO, so you might not get the technical view of it, but I want to know the long-term view of it. Currently, I purchased at average of 426. Now it's in loss. I want to know the long-term view.
Understood. Vivek, any particular reason as to why DAM Capital?
Because its year-on-year profitability was good as a company. Fundamentally, it was good. So I invested, and also it's a unique sector.
Got it. Unique sector. Okay. I think you've done your research well on this, Vivek. Saurabh, I'll come to you. Do you have any coverage on DAM Capital?
It's a recent listing, not in coverage.
All right, not in coverage. I believe we'll not have enough data on the technicals as well, Ajit, to cover the particular stock.
Yeah, that's right, Mahima. So we cannot comment.
All right. So I think, Vivek, you'll have to come back to us after some time so that we can get your, But Vivek, if you are there online, if you have any other query on any other stock, we can get that answered. If not, DAM Capital.
IRFC, it's now down, so it is a good time to buy IRFC stocks.
Okay, Ajit, RFC is the counter. Is this the right time and right levels to enter?
So Mahima, across the pack, we are seeing correction, and the PSUs are anyways under tremendous pressure, and we are seeing a similar kind of trend in IRFC. The stock is almost trading or retesting its October month lows. A break below 132, which is almost around the current area, means a decisive break of this can trigger further decline towards 120 zone. So I would recommend Vivek wait for some confirmation, means some recovery above 140 or a dip towards 120 if you are planning any long-term to mid to long-term investment in IRFC.
Thank you, Jeet, for that view. Vivek, we hope that we answered your query. The next query is from Harsh, who's holding 986 shares of IOB at a price of 53.65. And he's asking whether he should hold or buy more or, sell his position. Saurabh, I'll come to you. What's the outlook on IOB?
The view on the banks is on the constructive side. I mean, from the long-term perspective, banking sector is looking good. While the quarterly updates were not that aggressive, maybe partly reason because of the lower expenditure by the government, lower private capex. But yes, going forward, I expect in this current quarter the things will improve. The credit demand will surely improve, and going next year also. IOB in the context is on the valuation side, it is okay. The company has done great progress in terms of managing their balance sheet. Recently, they have given a notice that they are going to sell their bad assets to some RCLs also. So in that sense, I think the company is good. He can stick with it for the long term.
The next caller was Sharan Kumar from Tamil Nadu. His query was also regarding IOB. Sharan, I hope you got your query answered in advance, and that was the view. You can maybe just replay what our fundamental analyst had to say about IOB. But do you have any more questions about any other stock, Sharan?
Hello.
Hello.
Yes, madam.
Yes, Sharan, we just answered a query on IOB, but is there any other stock you would like us, to answer a query gone by?
Okay, this is enough, madam. But I purchased a lot of public sector banks.
Okay.
Whether it will increase after March, what?
Sharan, I think your audio is not audible. We'll just try to get the caller back with a better audio, but let's move on to the next query, and this is on the question is on ABB India. This query is from Prashant. He's holding 7 shares of ABB India at a price of 6,800, and he's asking for advice on whether to hold this stock. So is this a buying opportunity at the current downfall? Ajit, I'll come to you. How does ABB India look on the charts?
So, most of these capital good stocks, they are also witnessing corrections. So, Siemens, ABB, they all were trading in a broader range, and finally we have seen a breakdown from most of these names. So, it's a normal correction, and this correction may extend towards, let's say, 59, 5800 zone. So, around that area, one can look to accumulate ABB fresh, and in case of recovery, 6500, 6600 is going to be the first area of resistance. So if the view is short term, you can utilize the recovery as a exit opportunity as well.
All right, that's the view coming in on ABB India with respect to the technicals. Moving on to the next caller, Ravi Chandra from Hyderabad is calling in. Ravi Chandra, a very good morning to you. How can we help you?
Yeah, very good morning. Yeah, just my query is, what is the good time to buy IRCTC shares?
Okay.
Also going forward, can we expect any upside of the stock price?
Okay. And do you want a long-term perspective? Do you intend to hold the stock from a longer-term perspective?
Yeah, for 1 year.
For 1 year. Okay. Saurabh, Macquarie had initiated a coverage on this counter with an outperform and a target price of 900. What do you think? Do you also affirm to this kind of target price, or do you have a different view?
See, my view is different. I mean, the company looks quite expensive on the valuation side. 17 times to book value, I think it is quite expensive. Even after seeing a good amount of decline, and another reason is that because now the booking train has been reduced to 60 days from 90 days, so probably they will get lower cancellation fees, which adds to their income. So I think we are yet to see how does it impacts. I think the things will get clear after the earnings, which will be shortly announced. In my opinion, as of now, it should be avoided.
All right. So that's the view coming in on IRCTC. Hold is the view coming in from Saurabh. Moving on to the next counter. That's Bank of India. Harsh has a query on Bank of India. He's holding Okay, he's holding 400 shares, bought at 102 a piece, and he wants to know whether he should hold, buy more, or sell. Ajit, what's the view with respect to charts on Bank of India?
So Mahima, most of these PSUs, like we were discussing about few names earlier also, that it's similar kind of a move that we are seeing in the entire basket. For Bank of India, also we have seen sharp correction from this recent highs from 160 to 93. We are already there. I feel that this zone is very important. This 90-88 area. Since his view is short term, I would recommend him maintaining a strict stop at 88 for this position. And in case of recovery, 100, 103, which is his buying price, around that area, first the stock is going to witness resistance. So around that, I would recommend him to liquidate at least partial position. And for remaining, he can wait for a target around 108.
Got it. Thank you, Ajit, for that view. The next caller is from Tamil Nadu. Welcome to the show, Balaji. What's your query about?
Very good morning, ma'am.
Good morning. What is your query about?
So I bought a share DMAT at the rate of 464 and 50 quantity. Whether I hold or sell right now.
Okay. Saurabh, I'll come to you. Avenue Supermarts in focus today. Q3 results out. Based on what we've seen in Q3 and what commentary has shown, what is your outlook on Avenue Supermarts? Should Balaji hold or sell his position?
There is a lot of competition in this space. The recent earning announced, we saw while the revenue has gone, but both at the EBITDA level, the company is finding difficult to maintain their margins. The margins got eroded on the PAT side. The margin reduced to 4.5 only from 5.1 in the corresponding quarter. So, in my opinion, I think the competition intensity will only grow. So, and the valuations are on the higher side. He's making decent amount of money, and he has invested for a reasonably long period. Now the cycle has reversed. I mean, for the negative side only. So, in my opinion, he should book profits.
Book profits from a fundamental perspective, but Ajit, your view, because 464, he's bought it at attractive levels. The stock is currently trading at 3,500 odd levels, and he's sitting on a profit of over 1 lakh rupees. What should he do?
So, Mahima, like what Saurabh has shared about his view on the basis of fundamentals. So, technical also, I'm not seeing anything major happening in the stock, considering that the stock has been trading in a broader range for almost nearly 3 years now. That the last time when we saw the stock hitting a high around 5,900 in 2021, it made an attempt of recovery, in the latter half of 2024, which held the stock to inch toward 5,500 mark, but it again slipped lower. So we are currently trading closer to the lower band of this broader consolidation range, 3,400 to 5,600. So short to medium term, yes, we can see some respite. The stock might again inch toward 4,000 level, and in the best case scenario, 4,400 mark. So in case if we wish to wait, 3,400 should be a 6 stop loss for this investments. And on the higher side, 4,400 is something that where he can book profit and switch to some other counter.
3,400 is the stop loss and 4,400 is the max target price that goes to as far as the technicals are concerned, as per Ajit. Moving on to the next query, Vipul Seth from Ahmedabad is holding 100 shares of R Systems International at an average price of 482. And he wants to know, as to what can he do with this particular counter with respect to the, next 1 year. And he wants to know whether he should book the loss, because he's sitting on a loss right now. His buying levels is 482, but the stock is currently trading at 465. But he's holding 100 shares thereabouts, so his loss is not much. So should he continue to hold or sell at current levels? Saurabh, do you have a view on this counter?
See, the company works in the IT space. While the outlook on the IT space looks good, I mean, after the TCS, it is a smaller company in the consulting business. But if you look at the numbers year on year in the last quarter, the company witnessed the growth, and the company and the stock price didn't do anything in the last 3-4 quarters. But since he has a long term view, I think he should wait for long. He should hold on to it.
hold for this counter. The next query we have is from a live caller, and this is Mayur from Mumbai. Welcome to the show, Mayur. What's your query about?
Hello.
Hello. Yeah. What's your query about, Mayur?
I have a query about Kalyan Jewellers.
Okay.
So, would like to know, wish to hold for a longer time, for 4 to 5 years view. So, I am here to, should I average it more? I am holding 225 shares at the price of 650 rupees.
Okay, got it. Saurabh, I'll come to you. A viewer here wants a long-term view on Kalyan Jewellers. Currently, his position is in a loss. What's your outlook for Kalyan Jewellers?
See, while the growth is getting tapered off in all the jewelers, what we are seeing, the valuations are also high. I mean, the stock is trading 13 times to book values, 100 times to its trailing earnings. In the recent business update, we saw that the same store sales saw a growth of about 20%. And with the new edition, the company revenue grew by more than 30%. The management expects to repeat the same in the next few years. Since he has such long-term view for 4-5 years, I'll suggest to stay put, but do not average it. I think the valuations, because of the high valuation, I think the stock may come off more from these levels.
So that's the view coming in on Kalyan Jewellers. Hold is the view from Saurabh. Moving on to the next caller, Vikas from Hyderabad is calling in. Vikas, a very good morning to you. How can we help you?
Yeah, good morning. This is Vikas.
Yes, Vikas, I can hear you.
Yeah, my query is regarding Enviro Infra Engineering, recently listed.
Right.
Yeah, I bought 500 shares at 306.50 and I saw some correction now. So, should I add some more or shall I wait for some more time or should I hold it for shorter term, for 3 to 4 months?
3 to 4 months is the time horizon. So, how did you plan to enter Enviro Infra?
I entered at 306.50.
Right.
I entered for the 6 months purpose.
Oh, okay. Ajit, I'm not sure if you have enough information with respect to the charts on Enviro Infra. Do you?
No, Mahima. In fact, it's been like, I guess, 10-15 days.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Saurabh, any view on Enviro Infra?
Won't be able to comment on that.
Okay, so Vikas, since it's a very new company, it's difficult, to get that query answered. But if you have a query with respect to any other stock, you can go ahead.
Yeah, Vari Engineers, Vari Energies.
Vari Energy. All right. What do you want to know about Vari Energy? Do you want a longer-term view?
I added like 100 shares yesterday. I mean, like last trading day.
Okay.
On Friday evening for 2,698.
Okay.
So, like, shall I hold it for 1 year period or can I see some correction over there again?
Okay. Saurabh, Vari Energies is the counter. Do you have a view on this one?
See, while the correction cannot be ruled out because of the valuations, but yes, the company has great potential. They'll be adding new capacities, and the next 2-3 years will be phenomenally well for this company. So, in my opinion, he should remain invested.
Got it. Thank you, Saurabh, for giving us that view. The next query is from Adil, who's asking from Bangalore. He's bought around 100 shares of Delivery at an average price of 444 more than 2 years ago. Now, the stock price is way below that buy price. Is it? But he's asking whether it's a good time to buy more. Ajit, I'll come to you. How does Delivery look on the chart? Should he accumulate his position, average that out, or what should he do next?
Zamika, after listing, the stock has been underperforming for quite some time. In fact, the recent attempts of recovery mostly fizzled out around 400-420 mark, and we saw a similar kind of a move off late also. And again, the stock is trading closer to the 52-week low. So I recommend him not to average first. Second, since he has already invested roughly around 2 years into the stock, now at least it's time that he should take a call. Means if the stock corrects below 300, definitely he should exit. And in case of recovery, also around 380-400 mark, in case if the stock retests, he should exit and switch to some better counters wherein time-wise or price-wise he can see better growth.
An exit for Delivery position. The next person we have online is Jai Raghu, all the way from Bengaluru. Welcome to the show, Jai. What's your query about?
Happy morning, friends. And see, this is regarding Sai Life Sciences. Sai Life. So it went IPO last month, and I got 27 shares allotted at 549. And now I just want to know, because it is trading at around 710 now. So whether you would like to hold it or sell it.
Got it.
And also the overall pharma markets for 2025.
Okay, got it. Saurabh, I'll come to you. If you have any view on Sai Life, and if not, the viewer also wants to know an overall, market outlook for the pharma space in 2025. So, what would you say about that?
Pharma space is looking quite interesting. While we have seen of late some kind of a correction, but I'll suggest to stick with the bigger names like maybe Divi's Lab, Natco Pharma, Dr. Reddy, and will not be able to give you on Sai Life.
All right, so that's the view coming in on Divis Laboratories, I believe, or the pharma space, I believe. Okay. Moving on to the next query, Sarath from Kerala is holding 120 shares of CG Power, and his price range is 707. He wants to know whether this is a good time to add more shares of CG Power. Ajit, I'll come to you. Are these the current levels that one would look at, to enter CG Power?
Mahima, in fact, the stock has witnessed a major breakdown, and that too after a phenomenal surge, a one-sided move that the stock experienced in the recent years. So probably testing of 550, 560 area seems much higher. And in case if there'll be any bounce, 650, 660 zone is going to be the first area of resistance. So in my opinion, if the view is short to medium term, he should reduce his position and wait for a dip towards 550 to re-enter.
All right, so that's the view coming in on CG Power. The next query is on Laurus Labs. I believe his name, he's not mentioned his name, but he's bought around 500 shares of Laurus Lab, bought at 610. He wants to know as to, what should be done with respect to this counter, whether he should hold or sell. Saurabh, I'll come to you on this one. What's your view with respect to Laurus Labs?
The overall view on the pharma is quite constructive for the investment, and the Laurus Labs stands tall in preview of that. So in my opinion, I think he should hold on to it. The numbers are good, and the company is expected to report good set of numbers in the ensuing future.
The next query is from Nihal Mohandas from Mumbai. It's about Flare Writings. They would like to buy at a price of 260 and asking whether it's a good buy. Ajit, how does Flare Writing look on the charts?
See, Flare 256, if I'm not wrong, the stock is quoting at 52 weeks low, closer to the 52 weeks low. And post-listing, in fact, the trend has been on the negative side. So I would strongly recommend to avoid such counters. In IT pack, the IT majors like TCS, Infosys, HCL Tech, they are the best bet to accumulate if the view is short to medium term.
All right, so that's the view coming in on Flare Writing. But viewers and our guests, it's time for rapid fire on this show. Ajit, we sort of knows the format. I'm not sure if you know the format. We'll try to address as many queries as possible, and you have to give your answers as quickly as possible. So the first question is from Nakul, who's from New Delhi. He's holding 1,600 shares of Trident at an average price of 37. Can he hold from long-term perspective? Saurabh?
It's a hold.
Okay. The next one is on Hyundai Motors. Our viewer got an IP allotment. Should they book the loss or hold? Saurabh?
Book loss.
Apar Industries is the next counter. 10 units bought at 7,007. Should he hold or wait for correction? Ajit?
Book profit.
Okay.
Next is NTPC shares bought at 352 rupees. What should the viewer do with them? Ajit?
Hold.
Bank of Baroda is the next counter, bought at 2,500 shares at 261 a piece. What should be the next target? Ajit?
235, 240.
Next question is on NMDC. 150 shares bought at 67.5 rupees. What's the take on this? Would like to add more. Saurabh?
hold for long term, maybe 3 to 5 years.
Okay, got it.
Solar Industries is the next counter. 90 shares is being held, and he wants to know whether he should book profits at current levels and buy again on dips. Ajit?
Certainly, yes. Wait for a dip towards 8,400.
Right. The next question is on RVNL, 363 shares at an average price of 377 already there. Ajit, what should they do next?
Reduce and wait for a dip towards 310.
Alright, Jyoti Structures is the next counter with an average price of 33. Should he hold or exit? Ajit?
Jyoti Structures, hold, stop loss 20.
The next question is on BDL, 2,000 shares bought at a price of 1,550. Should they average now? Saurabh?
Hold, do not average, hold for 3 to 5 years.
Got it. Okay, that brings us to the end of this segment of Ask Profit. Ajit, Saurabh, I would like to thank you for taking your time out of the day and helping our viewers, helping them answer their queries.
Thank you.
And with that, we're completely out of time on this edition of Ask Profit, but do stay tuned to NDTV Profit. Lots more lined up on the other side. And thank you for joining from myself, Mahima, and the team that put this together. See you tomorrow, same time.
Of capital markets and trading post Zerodha is probably never going to be the same. Was the idea to change things down because you loved trading?
I think the best case outcome was 100,000 customers forever.
In early 2024, you had a stroke. Was that your biggest challenge that you've ever faced?
The first months I couldn't move, and move as in I could move but slowly and etc. But I couldn't talk at all.
What next for Zerodha?
I think last year was probably the peak of the broking industry.
Do you really know the company you invest in? What's the picture behind presentations and claims? Is the outlook as rosy as the company claims? Know your company, powered by NDTV Profits Research, shines a light on the biggest stock market movers. Know your company at 11:30 a.m. Monday through Friday, only on NDTV Profit.
Headlines you start your day with. What matters worldwide is now in the palm of your hands. Get ready to seize the day and maximize your financial potential. Stay ahead of the curve with all you need to know on NDTV Profit.
The world of capital markets and trading post Zerodha is probably never going to be the same. Was the idea to change things down because you loved trading?
I think the best case outcome was 100,000 customers forever.
In early 2024, you had a stroke. Was that your biggest challenge that you've ever faced?
The first months I couldn't move, and move as in I could move but slowly and etc. But I couldn't talk at all.
What next for Zerodha?
I think last year was probably the peak of the broking industry.
Do you really know the company you invest in? What's the picture behind presentations and claims? Is the outlook as rosy as the company claims? Know your company, powered by NDTV Profits Research, shines a light on the biggest stock market movers. Know Your Company at 11:30 a.m. Monday through Friday, only on NDTV Profit.
Headlines you start your day with. What matters worldwide is now in the palm of your hands. Get ready to seize the day and maximize your financial potential. Stay ahead of the curve with all you need to know on NDTV Profit.
The world of capital markets and trading post Zerodha is probably never going to be the same.
Hello and welcome. You're watching KYC here on NDTV Profit. I'm Harsh Saita and we're going to be shortly joined by Mahima to break down what is a tough set of numbers for Avenue Supermarts, but we'll also break down the business more importantly. Try and talk about what's happening there and give you more perspective on what we can expect going forward as well.